Pearl is pretty fun. It's definitely one of those maps that you just need to be able to out-strategize the opponents in order to win. This is because there are tons of tight corridors and long angles that can be used for your team and also against your team. So with Pearl especially, it's so important to memorize the map like the back of your hand. There's just too many tight angles to play this map without fully knowing it. Depending on the time that you're watching this video, Pearl is about to come into rank queue or it's already out. So let's get you set up so you don't lose your games in Pearl. The first thing you'll notice about the map is that it's divided into 3 sectors. You have A site, B site, and then mid. Now, this map kind of reminds me of Ascent because the importance of mid is essential. As you guys will soon see as Pearl is played more in pro play, mid control is essential for both defenders and attackers because it's going to allow you to basically trap your enemies, forcing them to go to the bomb site that you're dictating them to go to. Trust me, as an attacker, you can rush bomb sites all you want, but if you don't focus on mid control, then your post plants are going to be absolutely terrible because you're just going to get flanked and you're also going to have enemies pushing you from the bomb site and you will be left nowhere to go, causing you to lose the round. As a defender, mid control is also incredibly essential because guess what? When you're rotating in between sites, you're going to get killed because a defender is going to be lurking and is easily going to kill you and your team while you're trying to rotate. Before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's first break down each sector. Starting off with the B bomb site, for the attacking team, you never just want a full 5 rush long. The reason for this is because we stated earlier, if you do this and you do not take mid control, you are going to get flanked and your post plants are going to be nearly impossible. You're going to put you and your team in a position to where your enemies are just coming from all sorts of angles and you guys just trap yourselves having to watch everything around you while the enemies are just easily closing in on you. So your basic default play should be to send 3 long and maybe 2 lurkers mid. When you're lurking mid on attacking, you never want to overextend or overheat too deep into mid. This is because the defenders are going to be holding you, and 9 times out of 10, there's so many angles for you to clear on this map, so it's just not going to be worth your time. It's best to just apply your presence there to give them something to fear. This way, you prevent your team from being flanked, but also you just make it a little bit more easier for your team to be able to take bomb site because you're applying pressure elsewhere on the map. In theory, you're kind of like a distraction. For the attackers who are planning on planting, you have to be careful not to be baited into planting into the default spot to your right. Instead, you can just go straight ahead towards halls and plant right in front of that box. Trust me, your post plants are gonna thank you. Now, as a defender, it's gonna be best for you to contest these angles because the most important thing on this map is definitely map control. So if you're defending the bomb site B, it's best to try to make contact with the enemies in B long as soon as they hit the spawn barricade. This is because it's best for you to start more forward and then just give up space slowly, killing down time. By doing this, you allow for your fellow defenders to be able to flank the enemies through mid, allowing your team to pinch the enemy team, picking them off one by one. Or you just easily bait the enemies to take B and then let them take B after you killing enough time, and then you guys will be set for a successful post plant. So B sounds like a pretty easy bomb site, right? But what about A? Well, in the A bomb site, personally, I feel like it's more defender-sided. The reason for this is because from main to get to A short, the defenders will get there faster than the attackers will. And this is a choke point where you can hold off the attackers from being able to rush in A. So whenever you're defending a bomb site, just make sure, guys, you're always contesting the enemies. I'm not saying you have to commit to try to get a kill. I'm just saying shoot a few bullets, show your presence as A short, so that way you can at least delay them. If you're just going to sit back on a bomb site just waiting for the enemies to attack you, trust me, you're going to lose. Now, as an attacker, on the other hand, let's say you're holding a restaurant and the defenders decide to push you from A short. You can either A, hold this long corridor and wait to see if they swing you, or you can just have one teammate hold the long corridor while you or another teammate push up to try to take A short. This is a pretty tight corridor, so if you have a molly, then it's going to be incredibly easy getting defenders off of this angle. And then literally from there, you have a direct access into A bomb site. The hardest thing about the attackers being able to attack on A is getting control of the A short. Once you have control of A short, planting the bomb is fairly easy because the only true threat are the 2 angles from flower and elbow, and then the little hut corner to the right. So easily smoke off these angles, go for a quick plant, and then boom. Now, obviously, I make these plays sound incredibly easy, but we haven't talked about one essential part of the map yet, and that is the last sector, which is mid. Mid is essential for both attackers and defenders. And I know, I sound like a broken record, guys, but map control is so essential on this map. It's not only going to allow you to pinch your enemies, but force them into going to the bomb site that you need them to go into. And as an attacker, if you take mid, you can easily bait the enemies into rotating to the other bomb site in order to support their team, and then you can just pick them off one by one as they're rotating. And after that, you can just tell your attacking team, hey guys, go over to the other bomb site because I killed 2 on the rotate. You get where I'm going with this? Guys, mid control is going to get you wins because mid control is going to tilt the other team because they're just going to think you are big brain and you're just going to be like, yo, I'm just holding mid. I'm doing simple things. So you're welcome. You could thank ProSense for that win. But all seriousness, guys, Pearl has a bunch of tight corners that you guys really need to know the layout of the map. Because if not, then you're going to get picked off from a really annoying angle. Just make sure you go through this map in custom games about 2-3 times before queuing up a game of ranked. And when you are playing ranked, the agents that you ideally want to pick are going to be Jet and Raze for the duelist categories, Breach, Sky, or KO for the initiator categories, Viper and Brimstone for the controller categories, Killjoy and Cypher for the Sentinel categories. The reason why you don't want to use Chamber is because Chamber only has one trip, and there are many access points into a bomb site on the map Pearl. So it's better to go with the extra utility with Cypher and Killjoy rather than a one-shot deagle. But of course, as pro players play this map more, we can see lots of changes. So just make sure you guys look out, watch your pro matches to really stay up to date with the meta on Pearl. But it's been your boy Sando, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next video.